Do good, Maverick here. Welcome to podcast episode number 118. Follow your passion can be horrible business advice. You know, just to be clear, I'm not an expert at this. But the thing is, years ago when I really got into entrepreneurship, make money online, that kind of stuff, I kind of fell for the ideology or the trap or what you want to call it of follow your passion. I thought that was the way to go. But what I later on realized and also heard from a bunch of other really successful business people was that sometimes follow your passion can be horrible business advice because when you think about it, it's kind of selfish as well. Actually, one of the guys I interviewed for Community Cash Cows, one of my the books and courses and communities that I'm working on for my online education and community platform that I call terrific30.com. I'm in the process of interviewing 30 real life success stories of people that have built paid communities that are making at least $10,000 in profit per month. And one of the guys I interviewed, he has been in business for decades, a really successful online business guy. And he was against the idea of follow your passion when it comes to business. Because, when it comes to follow your passion, it's selfish. That's one thing. It doesn't mean you're a horrible person, but it is selfish. It's about you. Follow your passion. Okay, so you're going to have a lot of fun and do what you are passionate about. Yeah, that's what it's about. And then you're going to make money on it. A lot of people can do it. A lot of people are following their passion and making money on it. But the thing is, sometimes it can go really wrong. Business, it should be about serving people, serving your customers or clients, solving problems, providing value, things like that. But when you think about follow your passion, it's about you. And the thing is, a lot of people that get into business that way, follow your passion, oftentimes they get into businesses where it's very hard to make money, horrible business models that ends up consuming a lot of their time and never really taking off because they were kind of blinded by their passion. Sometimes it can be a lot better to do something you're not passionate about and using that as a vehicle to do what you're passionate about. The reason that I'm titling this podcast episode as Follow Your Passion can be horrible business advice. Can be, because there are people doing it. There are people following their passion and they're doing amazing. And it seems like the business experts out there are really on both sides of this. Some people, you have to follow your passion. Someone else, it's a big trap. It's stupid. It's like they're on the both sides, because on one side, it can make sense, follow your passion. Because if you can find a great business on something you are passionate about, it's a lot easier to put in a lot of work, study it, get good at it, things like that. But also, if you're following your passion, it can be a trap. You might ignore amazing business models, amazing business ideas, and you might end up with a silly business idea that is selfish, not really serving your customers that well, and it can be very hard to make money. And another thing, I guess I have the book here. I think it was this book, The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. I think it was this book. If not, it was one of his other 2 books where he talked about one of the problems with following your passion or do what you love is that sometimes people that do that, they end up not really liking it after a while. Maybe you are really passionate about, what example should we take? Who knows? Maybe you're really passionate about bowling, or maybe you're really passionate about going fishing. In some cases, if you do that full time, what you're passionate about, if you actually get a job on that thing, after a while, you might not even like it anymore. For example, if you are really passionate about driving and you start as a truck driver, You can drive all day. How fun is it really going to be? For some people, they get so tired of it that they don't even like it anymore. Maybe the fact that they are following their passion in business is causing them to kind of destroy their passion for that thing, because it's very different when it's in business and when it is as a passion or as a hobby, So follow your passion can be horrible business advice. It can work for some people, but it can also be horrible business advice, I think it was MJ DeMarco, the author of The Millionaire Fastlane, that also explained the difference between love what you do and do what you love. A lot of people are in like a lot of online marketers and different so-called business experts. They're going around promoting do what you love. Yeah, do what you love. If you love surfing, you should go into the surfing business. Do what you love. Do what you love. If you love bowling, you should start a bowling hall. Do what you love. But he said that what a bunch of billionaires and super successful people were saying was kind of the opposite. Love what you do. They did not say do what you love. A lot of them are actually saying love what you do. And it sounds, at first glance, it might sound the same, but it's actually very different. Love what you do. So if you are in the oil business, love what you do, kind of, be fascinated or be passionate about what you do. We might kind of extrapolate this out as instead of do what you're passionate about, maybe instead you should be passionate about what you do. Yeah, but can you really just push yourself to be that? I guess it depends, but in a lot of cases, yes, I think. If you're in the business of, let's take something that might sound really boring. What should we take? If you're in the business of extracting minerals out of the ground, that might sound really boring. Minerals. Who is passionate about minerals? Oh, I have a passion about minerals, so I will go into the minerals business. Or maybe not, but could you be passionate about it if you're making $86 million in profit per month or per year, like $100 million in profit per year? Could you be passionate about minerals? If you're making that much profit, maybe all the things you could do, you could be giving, helping, getting things done. So maybe that would also motivate you to be passionate about it, So in a lot of cases, I think something like that would be possible. And the thing is, oftentimes instead of follow your passion and getting into business about something you're passionate about, in many cases, I think it can be better to get into business on something else that then lets you do more of what you're passionate about. Sometimes you can do both, but also in many cases, I think a better solution might be to do one business, make your money that way, and then you can use your free time on the other thing that you're passionate about. Of course, this differs from scenario to scenario, One of the reasons I write, the title of this podcast episode being Follow Your Passion can be horrible business advice, because I guess in some cases it can actually be great business advice as well, depending on what your passion is, But yeah, the thing is, how should I explain it? The thing is, there is a lot of things that might sound boring that you could be really passionate about if you got into it. Let's take this example. Maybe you're really passionate about driving around in old Porsche 911s from the 1960s to the 1990s. Old Porsche 911s, driving around in those cars. You're just really passionate about it. It just fires you up and excites you like crazy. So in that case, What should you start your own Porsche dealership? Maybe you could. Maybe you could start like Singer Porsches, where they are custom building or custom restoring old Porsche 911s and selling them for hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars each, you know. In some cases, that could be one thing. But on the other hand, imagine if you could be running a paid community for, let me take the example that I've been using a lot. What if you, a bunch, you know, let's take this example. What if you were running a paid community online for people that were running laundromats, for laundromat business owners or investors? You were running a paid community online for those people. They have to have at least 5 laundromat locations each, and then they could join your paid community for $279 per month, for example. And imagine you had like a few hundred members. So you're making like $35,000 in profit per month. Imagine that. And you had your little that this is not actually a laptop. Imagine you had your little MacBook Air, your laptop, and your notebook. That's it. You just took this with you, went outside into your old Porsche 911, sat in your Porsche, drove it down to the local coffee shop, walked inside, ordered your favorite meal with your favorite beverage, and you sat down and worked for like an hour, maybe 2. That's it. Now the work for the day is done, and you can do whatever you want. You can drive around in your Porsche. You can plan your next road trip, whatever. Maybe some days you would work 1 hour. Maybe some days you would work 8 hours. But imagine if you were running a paid community for laundromat owners and you had set it up correctly so that it was a form of semi-passive income that were generating 5 figures in profit per month, and it only took you like 1 to 15 hours, like let's say around 15 hours of work per week. Now, would you be passionate about that? Maybe, because maybe it was a part of your lifestyle where you took your laptop and your notebook and sat inside your Porsche 911, a classic Porsche 911, custom built in mint condition. You just sat inside, revved up the engine, and drove around to one of your favorite coffee shops or one of your favorite roadside diners, wherever it is. And you sat down and you worked for a few hours on your online business. And once the work was done, and a lot of days that would be like maybe just 1 to 2, 3 hours, you know. And then you could be driving around in your Porsche 911. Now, in this example or this thought experiment, if that was the case, now would you be passionate about your paid community for laundromat business owners? Maybe. Who is this guy that comes around in that absolutely stunning classic Porsche 911? He just parks that car outside, and he's wearing like a pair of jeans and a flannel shirt. He comes inside and just sit down, order. He tips really well, and he just sits around for like a few hours on his laptop, and then he's driving off. Who is that guy? Is he some kind of multi-millionaire, or who is that guy? Maybe people will be thinking things like that, but you're just running your own little paid community, you know. My point is, sometimes something you might not be so passionate about, if it allows you to do more of what you're passionate about, and it allows you a great lifestyle, maybe you would become more passionate about it. And even if you were not really that passionate about your paid community, if the case was that you only had to work like a few hours per week, maybe it would be still it would be a great thing, you know. And then we can kind of do the comparisons as well. If you had decided to follow your passion of Porsche 911s and went into business on that, you were going to be restoring Porsche 911s for people. Maybe it would be really hard to make money that way, depending on your marketing, if you were getting clients, things like that. And even if you did it, you know, how fun would it really be to spend all your days, like 8 to 12-hour days, fixing Porsche 911s when it was not even your car? Maybe you would find out that what you're most passionate about when it comes to old Porsche 911s is driving the car, talking about the car, hanging out with other people that are passionate about that same car, going on road trips, watching your car on videos or in movies, things like that. It was not actually about working on a car that someone else were going to buy and drive. Maybe you'd find out something like that, you know. So in some cases, maybe not following your passion and getting into business on something else, maybe it will actually allow you to do even more of the things you are passionate about, you know. But this kind of varies from case to case as well, like I mentioned. But I guess it's something to think about, you know. Maybe the guy that we're running a paid community making like $35,000 in profit per month, driving around in his dream car, his Porsche 911. Maybe he would actually be doing more of what he was passionate about than the guy that decided to restore Porsche 911s or work on Porsche 911s. All right. You know, if you are considering something like that, you know, maybe you want to build a so-called lifestyle business or a cash cow business, you know, a business that is generating a form of semi-passive income and that can let you profit like 5 figures or multiple 5 figures, maybe even 6 figures in profit per month, then I highly suggest you go check out communitycashcows.com, because I'm in the process of interviewing 30 people that are running paid communities that is making at least $10,000 in profit per month. At the time of this recording, I've not done all the 30 interviews yet, but I've done a bunch of them. And the kind of lifestyles and freedom these people are able to have is really, really exciting stuff. And another cool thing that really surprised me as well was how quickly several of these people were doing it from the day they launched until they reached $10,000 in profit per month. So yeah, if you want to learn from those real life success stories, as well as connect with a bunch of other people that are also in the process of building their own paid community, go to communitycashcows.com. Take care and God bless.